Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a closer look at the 1989 D. Kennedy half dollar, a modern US coin with an important place in the famous Kennedy series. In this quick overview, you'll learn about its history, key features, mintage, and what this coin is worth in today's market. Let's get started. Top 4. First up, the 1989 D. Kennedy half dollar is a modern US coin struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small D mint mark located on the obverse front, just below President Kennedy's neck. This coin continues the long-running Kennedy half-dollar series that began in 1964, shortly after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. By 1989, the half-dollar was no longer widely used in everyday circulation, and most pieces were saved by collectors, which is why high-grade examples are relatively easy to find today. Historically, the Kennedy half-dollar holds deep emotional and national significance. The series was introduced to honor President Kennedy's legacy, and quickly became one of the most recognized US coins. The 1989 D issue comes from the copper-nickel-clad era, which started in 1971 after silver was removed from regular circulation coins. Therefore, unlike the 1964 silver half dollars or the 40% silver issues from 1965-1970, the 1989 D coin contains no silver, which greatly affects its intrinsic metal value. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced approximately 23 million plus coins, about 23.6 million. This is a fairly healthy mintage for the late series Kennedy halves, meaning the coin is not considered rare in circulated condition. Because many were preserved in rolls and mint sets, collectors today can still obtain nice examples without extreme difficulty. However, superb uncirculated coins and top-graded pieces can still command premiums. From a design standpoint, the obverse features the familiar left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. The reverse, created by Frank Gasparro, displays the presidential seal with a heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. The coin has a diameter of 30.6 m, weighs 11.34 grams, and has a reeded edge. The 1989 D maintains the same classic appearance that collectors have admired for decades. When it comes to current market value, most circulated 1989 D Kennedy half dollars are worth only face value, 50 cents, because of their high availability and lack of silver. Uncirculated examples typically sell for about $1 to $3, depending on eye appeal and condition. Coins graded MS65 may bring around $5 to $10, while superb gems such as MS66 or MS67 can reach $20 to $60+ at auction. Exceptionally high-grade registry-quality coins can sometimes sell for even more. Collectors should also watch for errors and varieties, which can significantly increase value. Possible errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, doubled dies, or coins with unusual minting defects. While these are not common, any verified mint error on a 1989 D Kennedy half dollar could raise the coin's value well above standard price ranges. Overall, the 1989 D Kennedy half dollar is an affordable and historically meaningful coin that appeals especially to modern US coin collectors and Kennedy series enthusiasts. While it is not rare in typical condition, high-grade specimens and era coins remain desirable. For collectors building daytime mint sets, the 1989 D is an essential piece that represents the late 20th century era of America's beloved Kennedy half-dollar series. Next coins, the 1990 P Kennedy half-dollar is part of the long-running Kennedy half-dollar series that began in 1964, shortly after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the P mint mark appears on the obverse of the coin below Kennedy's portrait. Philadelphia coins did not always carry a mint mark before 1980, but by 1990 the P was standard. The coin honors Kennedy's legacy and remains one of the most recognizable modern US coins. By 1990, half dollars were no longer commonly used in everyday circulation, which makes most examples relatively well preserved compared to earlier decades. In terms of composition, the 1990 P Kennedy half dollar is made of a copper-nickel-clad alloy, consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition replaced the earlier silver versions after 1970. The coin weighs 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 m in diameter. The obverse features Gilroy Roberts' portrait of President Kennedy, while the reverse displays Frank Gasparro's heraldic eagle design, a powerful symbol of American strength and unity. The mintage of the 1990 P Kennedy half dollar was very high. Over 22 million coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Because of this large mintage, and the fact that many coins were saved in rolls and mint sets, the coin is considered common in most grades. It does not carry intrinsic silver value like the earlier 1964 issues, which keeps its base value relatively low in circulated condition. In today's market, the value of a 1990p Kennedy half dollar largely depends on its condition. Circulated examples typically trade at face value, 50 cents, to about $1. Uncirculated coins in nice mint state condition usually sell for $2 to $5, especially if they come from original bank rolls or mint sets. High-grade certified coins can bring more. For example, MS65 specimens may sell for around $8 to $15, while superb gem examples in MS66 or MS67 condition can reach $30 to $80 or more, depending on eye appeal and certification. Collectors should also watch for rare errors and varieties. While no major mainstream variety is widely known for the 1990p half dollar, occasional mint errors, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double strikes, or die cracks, can significantly increase value. Proof versions of the 1990 Kennedy half dollar were struck in San Francisco with an S mint mark and are separate from the Philadelphia business strike, often carrying higher collector premiums in deep cameo condition. Overall, the 1990p Kennedy half dollar is a modern, accessible coin that appeals to beginning collectors and roll hunters rather than high-end investors. Its historical connection to President Kennedy and the enduring popularity of the series keep it relevant in U.S. numismatics. While most examples are modest in value, carefully preserved high-grade coins and unusual mint errors can still provide exciting finds for dedicated collectors. Next coins, the 1991p Kennedy half dollar is a modern United States coin that continues the long-running Kennedy half dollar series, first introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P mint mark on the obverse, this coin represents a period when half dollars were no longer widely used in everyday commerce, but remained popular among collectors. By 1991, the coin was struck in a copper-nickel clad composition rather than silver, reflecting the changes that began in 1971, when the U.S. Mint permanently removed silver from regular circulation Kennedy halves. Historically, the Kennedy half dollar was created shortly after President Kennedy's assassination in 1963, and it quickly became one of the most recognized U.S. coins. By the time the 1991p issue was produced, the design had remained largely unchanged for decades. The obverse features the iconic left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse displays the presidential seal designed by Frank Gasparo. Although not rare by mintage standards, the 1991p coin still holds interest for collectors who build date-and mint sets of Kennedy halves. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 24,312,000 Kennedy half dollars in 1991. This relatively high mintage means the coin is considered common in circulated condition. Most examples found in pocket change or bank rolls show typical wear but remain easy to obtain. Because half dollars saw limited circulation in the early 1990s, many coins were saved in rolls and mint sets, which is why uncirculated specimens are also widely available today. In terms of physical specifications, the 1991p Kennedy half dollar is composed of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs 11.34 grams, has a diameter of 30.6 mm, and features a reeded edge. These standard clad specifications are important for collectors because they distinguish regular circulation coins from the 40% silver collector issues produced in special sets during earlier years. When discussing market value, most circulated 1991p Kennedy half dollars are worth only their face value of 50 cents. Even in about uncirculated condition, the coin typically sells for around 75 cents to $1.25. Uncirculated examples in mint state, MS63 to MS65, generally range between $2 and $6, depending on eye appeal and luster. Only superb gem coins graded MS66 or higher by professional grading services can command higher premiums, sometimes reaching $15 to $40+ in the collector market. Collectors should pay special attention to condition, as the Kennedy half series from the late 1980s and early 1990s often shows bag marks and weak strikes. Coins with strong luster, clean fields, and sharp details on Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers are more desirable. While no major widespread error varieties are famous for the 1991p issue, minor errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or doubled dies can significantly increase value if authenticated. The 1991p Kennedy half dollar also appeals to collectors completing modern US type sets or Kennedy date runs. Because the coin is affordable, it provides an accessible entry point for new numismatists. Many collectors obtain high-grade specimens from original US mint sets, where coins were better preserved than those released into circulation. In summary, the 1991 P. Kennedy $50 is historically meaningful as part of the enduring Kennedy series, but is not considered rare in today's market. Its value depends heavily on condition and grading, with most examples remaining close to face value. However, pristine mint state coins and unusual mint errors can still attract collector interest and modest premiums. For beginners and seasoned collectors alike, the 1991 P issue remains a solid and affordable piece of modern American coinage history. Next coins the 2017 P. Kennedy $50 is a modern US coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P mint mark. First introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination, the Kennedy $50 quickly became one of the most recognized and collected coins in American numismatics. By 2017, the coin was primarily produced for collectors and limited circulation use, as $50 no longer commonly appear in everyday commerce. The obverse of the 2017 P coin features the classic left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse displays the presidential coat of arms created by Frank Gasparro, maintaining the traditional look that collectors appreciate. From a composition standpoint, the 2017 P. Kennedy $50 is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs 11.34 grams and has a diameter of 30.6. Unlike the early 1964 issues that contain 90% silver, modern pieces like the 2017 P contain no silver, which significantly affects their intrinsic metal value. However, the coin still holds numismatic interest due to condition rarity, mint packaging, and special finishes such as uncirculated or mint set examples. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of 2017 Kennedy $50, meaning the coin is generally considered common in circulated condition. Because of this high availability, most worn examples are typically worth only their face value of 50 cents. However, coins preserved in uncirculated MS-60, MS-65 condition often sell for about $1 to $3, depending on eye appeal and market demand. Higher-grade certified coins, especially those graded MS-66 or MS-67, can command stronger premiums among serious collectors. One important factor that can increase the value of a 2017 P. Kennedy $50 is the presence of mint errors or exceptional condition. Errors such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or other striking abnormalities can raise the coin's value significantly, sometimes into the $20 to $100 plus range, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Additionally, coins found in original US mint sets with pristine surfaces may bring slightly higher prices than loose examples from circulation. Historically, the Kennedy $50 series experienced declining circulation use after the 1970s, and by 2017 the coin was largely produced for collectors rather than everyday transactions. This gives modern issues like the 2017 P an interesting place in the series. They are common yet still part of a beloved long-running design. For collectors building daytime mint sets, the 2017 P remains an essential but affordable piece that represents the modern era of US coinage. In today's coin market, the typical value of a 2017 P Kennedy $50 is: circulated condition, 50 cents, face value; uncirculated raw coin, $1.03; high-grade certified MS-66, MS-67, $10.40 plus; major mint error coins, $20 100 plus or more depending on rarity. Overall, the 2017 P Kennedy $50 is not rare in normal condition, but it remains popular among collectors who appreciate the historic Kennedy design and modern US mint craftsmanship. Careful preservation in high mint state grades or the discovery of a genuine mint error offers the best chance for this coin to carry a premium above face value. Thank you for reading. If you enjoy learning about rare and valuable US coins, stay connected for more detailed coin history, values, and expert tips to help you spot hidden treasures in your collection.